Hello and welcome to the Daily Space for today, April 1st, 2019. Now, we promise we are going to be a prank-free show. Over the years, NPR and BBC have both totally snookered me into believing stories that were utterly false. And I'm not going to do that to you because I like you and I am here to put actual science in your brains. So, this is an April Fool's Day free zone. You are safe. Thank you all for being here. We are having the weirdest technical glitches today. Let me fix the chat so it fits. Um, Thank you all for being here. It is an April Fool's Day that not only is going to be prank free, but we're finding that no one wants to put their press releases out today because they know that no one knows if they're real or not. So it's also a quiet news day, which means we're going to take a moment to reflect on all the amazing, chaotic, Annie and I don't get to sleep events that are coming in the future. This Thursday alone is event after event after event. We have the Roscosmos Progress resupply mission that starts out our day super early. This is transitioning to the Ariane space communication satellite launch, and finally is going to end in the Hayabusa 2 mission, dropping an anti-tank explosive. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, Disillusioned. I'm sorry that the alert decided to not show up somewhere sensible. Thank you so much for your donations that result in, as a reward, you get to see a cute puppy eating Cheerios. So we are going to be doing all sorts of crazy, awesome things to bring you that coverage. So kind of expect Thursday to be Annie and I online all day, bringing you launch after daily space, after bombing Ryugu. Now, the fact that it's an actual anti-tank explosive shows that the Japanese, first of all, are going to reuse things they already have, and are second, not afraid to throw explosives at an asteroid. So it's going to be kind of awesome. That's all I've got is pretty much tune in anytime Thursday during the day in the United States, in the Americas, actually. We will be here bringing you science, bringing you Launchpad Bingo, bringing you Ryugu getting bombed by the Japanese bingo, and all the science in between. So in addition to that, it doesn't end with Thursday. It keeps going. This weekend on April 7th, exact time still to be determined, there will be the second launch of a SpaceX Falcon Heavy. The launch window opens at 6:30 p.m. and we are assuming that the live stream will open 1 hour before that. Now, all because that's when the launch window opens, that doesn't mean that's when they're going to be launching. We are still waiting for the final time to be announced, and we will bring you those details as soon as we have them. So yes, more Launchpad Bingo, and we're really hoping there's going to be a double landing of those Falcon side boosters. It's kind of awesome. Now, it still doesn't stop there. It keeps going. Next week, on April 10th, we finally get the answer of what does the innermost areas around a black hole look like. the Event Horizon image is going to be released. There are press announcements out already. There are some funky, cool visualizations that probably have no resemblance to the actual image. This event is going to start at 9 a.m. Boston time, 2 p.m. London time, and London is finally on daylight savings time as well. And we will be signed up as a member of the press so that we can ask your questions directly if they are things that we can't answer ourselves. So come back and learn exactly how black holes appear in images taken through the combined efforts of pretty much all of the globe's available telescopes. So yeah, it's one of those things that we've been waiting a couple of years to get this data, and now I don't even know what to expect. So join us, find out. Now, in addition to that, it keeps going. The next activity I have for you is a real world event. I will be going to the Planetary Science Institute in Tucson, Arizona later this month. And while I am there, there are going to be two major events. The first is Tuesday, April 23rd. There is it costs money, you have to buy a ticket, annual dinner at Tucson's Hacienda Hotel. This is an upscale hotel where we will be offering you an upscale dinner that includes me giving the dinner presentation. We are also going to be raffling off a number of items that includes one of my paintings. And there's going to be a giant 3D printed comet. So come get yourself a giant 3D printed comet, and all proceeds from this event go to educational outreach that is provided by the Planetary Science Institute. Now, I understand that there are a lot of you in the Tucson, Phoenix area of Arizona who may not feel like going to an upscale dinner, and I respect that. So on Wednesday, April 24th, there will be a as yet to be site located drinks, astronomy in the pub. I'm looking for someplace with cheap beer and great salsa. If anyone has any recommendations, I would love to hear them. So these are things that you can do in the real world, but it keeps going. It doesn't stop. We have realized that 2019 makes 10 years of producing 365 days of astronomy. We have been putting out this podcast since January 1, 2009. Now, that seems like something worth celebrating. We have put out more than 3,000 podcasts with people from over 100 nations dedicating their voices to telling the story of astronomy to, well, people like you. And this is an entirely crowd-funded project as well. During this year, we want to take a moment to reflect on what all we have accomplished. So on April 27th, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, we are going to do 10 hours of bringing back all the people who have made our show possible. Not all of them. That you can't fit into 10 hours. You might be able to fit it into 100 hours, but we don't have 100 hours. So we're going to bring back a whole bunch of people and do 10 hours of live streaming to celebrate what we've accomplished and also to raise money to keep this podcast going. If you would like to have a sponsorship message recorded live during this 10-hour event, you can sponsor a day by clicking over to 365daysofastronomy.org. And there is a sponsor an episode link over on the right-hand side of the page. With a $45 donation, I will read out pretty much any completely PG sponsorship message. You can make me read tongue twisters. You can have me say, I love you to your significant other on an anniversary date, or just wish a happy birthday to a whole bunch of people. whatever you choose to do, please consider sponsoring this show so that we can keep it going, well, for another year and possibly even another decade. So even if you don't sponsor, and I'd love it if you sponsored, please consider showing up and hearing the stories and hearing some of our favorite episodes recounted live right here on twitch.tv. And we are also looking into co-live streaming this over on YouTube as well. Last week, I mentioned to everyone that we were seeing that our numbers, wow, the chat just decided to take over the screen. Last week, I noted that we'd had issues with seeing our numbers decline here on Twitch. And a bunch of people commented over on YouTube that, hey, we'd love to watch you live over here. And because we are not Twitch partners, that means we're allowed to live stream on multiple platforms simultaneously. So I have downloaded a free trial of stupid expensive software that just might allow us to do that. I will be experimenting in setting it up, and I may be, well, doing exactly what you asked and trialing live streaming on both platforms simultaneously. Nothing will change to those of you who are watching here on YouTube. I am not on YouTube. For those of you who are watching here on Twitch, I will be trying to get the same bots, the same hook-ins going on both platforms. So let's see what's possible. No promises, but I heard what you had to suggest, and I'm going to try it. So thank you. And as always, anything you can do to get the word out about what we're doing here would be greatly appreciated. Now, I understand that being that it's April Fool's and no one really wants to announce anything today because they don't know if they'll be taken as serious or not, or considered just another prank. I'm not sure what questions you might have, but now is your time to ask them, and I will do what I can to answer them. While you're typing them in, I'm going to remind you to please at CosmoQuestX so I can find them more easily. And while you're typing them in, I'm going to do a quick station identification. My name is Dr. Pamela Gay, and I am today's host of The Daily Space. We come to you most Mondays through Fridays at 1 p.m. Eastern. That is 6 p.m. London time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Along with Annie Wilson, we are here to put science in your brain by bringing you not just the Daily Space, but also the Sunday Science Hour, where Annie has been working to colorize Hubble images. And we also bring you, well, as I just talked about, launches, landings, and other special events, including the Japanese dropping an anti-tank explosive on an asteroid this coming Thursday. We are able to bring you this coverage because of you, because of your donations, your Patreon patronage, and your bits. We are able to continue to keep the science flowing. Thank you for everything you do, and give us a follow. Follows are free, and it will let you know whenever we go live with any of the unexpected discoveries the universe sometimes brings us and unexpected launch events that folks like Elon Musk sometimes bring us. So thank you all for being here. And now I'm going to see what all we have in the questions. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing is, can I bring up the list of things that are going on? Yes. So scrolling back to see if there's anything else in here. I'm going all the way back up to the I, for one, am very grateful that Google gave us one more day of Google Inbox, and Guido is noting that we had one more day of Google Plus. April Fool's Day means things go weird and sideways. But yeah. Thanks for the explosive Ryugu notice. Yes, very happy to do that. Yes, Noel, India did blow up a satellite. Annie, I believe, covered that last week. Let's see. I'm sorry that you were late, Larry. This is why we have the YouTubes to watch later in the day. Um, is a cashew gallery. I don't understand. I'm going to move on and not try and figure out the reference to cashews. Um, Sorry, still looking to see what other questions are in here. So Disillusioned asked, how much champagne will be consumed during the 10 hours, 10-year celebration? There will be champagne. I suspect it will be confined to the last few hours of the transmission. The other thing that I'm really trying to get, and I'm just going to throw this out there, is I found out thanks to a space.com article that there is Ryugu touchdown lager. This means that there is a beer out there that shows Ryugu touching down. Sorry, it shows Hayabusa 2 touching down on Ryugu. I haven't figured out how to get this in the United States. If anyone out there can help me get this beer, I would love to have it to celebrate the launch of our Bennu's mapper and to celebrate what Ryugu did in the lead up to what we'll be accomplishing. These are two complementary missions, and that just seems like the right beer to use to celebrate when we launch Bennu mappers in the coming months. So if any of you knows, and Google was not my friend trying to figure this out, if any of you know how to get the Ryugu touchdown lager, please help a host out. I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, Zine. We actually talked about the LIGO Virgo new measurement run last week. For those of you who missed that episode, that's okay. Everything's over on YouTube. You can go back and watch it later. The suite of different gravitational wave experiments that are scattered across the planet, and you want to scatter them across the planet. This is how you get better resolution. This suite of different machines turned back on and are now once again listening for gravitational waves to come in and distort our planet and let us know that somewhere out there a compact object just collided with another compact object. We are looking for black hole mergers. We are looking for black hole neutron star mergers. We are looking for neutron star mergers. And when those detections occur, we will let you know right here on the Daily Space. Scrolling to see what else is in here. Noel points out, do you have any details about the active asteroid that's been circling the news? The active asteroid is Bennu. This is the asteroid that NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission, which we here at CosmoQuest are part of, is currently orbiting. We will be mapping that project out as part of CosmoQuest, and this is the massive software we are quietly working on in the background. Stay tuned. I can't tell you more details as much as I might like to. And like you, I'm waiting for more science information on the particles that we're seeing being tossed out by Bennu. There was a fabulous comic strip I saw related to this last week, where Bennu and Ryugu are talking to one another, and Ryugu is like, hey, this spacecraft just fired a bullet at me. And Bennu is like, huh. And then responds by starting to shove the material out into outer space. That was probably a very bad paraphrase of that comic. We'll see. Susie, can you see if you can find that comic? It may have been on one of our Discords. And share it in the show notes of this episode over on YouTube. Okay, it's not a bad spacecraft. It's a good spacecraft and a slightly bad asteroid. Yeah. Okay, so that's really all I've got for today. I'm going to be playing with new software to see what we can do to stream on more platforms. I am going to be writing to everyone on Patreon today, thanking you for everything that you've been doing and letting you know more about what's to come. And Thank you for being here. So once again, this has been the Daily Space for Monday, April 1st, 2019. I am your host, Dr. Pamela Gay, and I hope we succeeded in putting some science into your brain. This show is brought to you by the Planetary Science Institute, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, Veronica Cure. Here, go get them. Go get them. Laziest dog ever. Laziest dog ever. We are here thanks to thank you for following Woban. Thank you for the bits, Veronica. We are here thanks to you. We are here thanks to your donations, your patronage on patreon.com/CosmoQuestX, and your subscriptions. And we're here because of you. I'm just going to end it with that. Thank you. And I am now going to figure out how to run the credits. Streamlabs moves things around, and I need to bring my Stream Deck up to this computer. So after the credits, we will be rating some other science streamer out there so that we can keep the learning going. The place that I go to find out what is going on in educational streaming is the Knowledge Fellowship. It is an active Discord filled with people who are working to keep the learning going. I'm seeing a lot of April Fool's Day hype. And I am going to raid over to Adam13531, who is another astronomer out there, and he appears to be just chatting while talking about April Fool's Day. I guess, like me, a lot of people are aware that nothing you say today will be believed. But believe me when I tell you, Thursday is all the stuff happening. So I will see you tomorrow, right here, same time, same place. And until then, wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. And if the weather allows, get outside and look up. Bye-bye.